Okay, so here's a little update. I decided with 3-inch, and then I reattach the window. I will cut these flush, of course, and then now I'm going to put insulation here like that, and then I'm going to put my studs are actually there to screw on that, and another layer of insulation. So it'll be 1 inch, just like in this down here. I filled all that with foam to find the cavities, so it's, and plus a 1/2 inch, so it's at, so I think it'll be equivalent. These, not good at insulating the wood, but I just like the thickness. It's good caulking in there. I mean, it is what it is. I can't get too crazy about getting like super insulation. I mean, I want it to breathe too. That's my biggest thing. So that's what we started with. Here's where we go. There'll be an update. And I think I figured this out. I'm gonna disconnect it all, take it off over there with the clips, and run it here in a channel with my other stuff that's gonna come from over there, for the pump, for the heater, for the whatever, stove. But that'll be propane, duh. Anyway, but that was bugging me. But I found out also that it's gonna take time. I gotta cut this edge back clean, especially on this side. You can see, yeah, I'm gonna cut it back right to here. Probably add another bolt here on that, and shoosh. Glad I'm not in a hurry to get this done. But one thing that they say, you know, should I have primed all this stuff, putting it up? You know, I grew up when they were still using plywood on the roofs, and we used to get rained on and dried out all the time, and you know, it took a lot to ruin it. And I'm thinking breathing is more important than sealing. But we'll see as a, you know, update in 5 years and see what happens, see what kind of moisture I get through. But anyway, that came out pretty much the way I anticipated. But we'll do another shorty when I get the insulation in on this one, and the bats or the studs up. More later. So here's a good morning. There was the important thing, coffee, and 1 espresso Americano and 1 Hario switch pour over. Some really good Kenya beans, but more on that in the coffee nerdness I have in other videos. But a quick little layout. Yeah, the bulkhead ends, I know, messy board, but it's oak plywood, expensive. Use it, it's getting covered anyway. Shower, I'm still thinking about it, cutting off that leading edge, give myself another 1.5 inches for stand-up room. Getting over here to, oops, will stuff. And so as you just remember, nothing is, a level does not work. And everything's got to be square. So your first line off the floor, which was my plywood line here, and here, the edge, everything comes off that, square, vertically, and flat. It just, that's what you got to do. It's, you know, and then you can't put a level to get this crossbar across or something you want running even. You got to measure from the floor and from your high point, which is going to be this for me, and do it that way. Yeah, I've worked for the level my whole life, and not being able to do one, going to square is okay with me, because you have to do that in construction anyway, quite a bit. It's always best square, is more important than anything else trying to put together stuff. But we'll show you this. But now I'm going to insulate the heck out of this wheel well. It's the thinnest part, I think, of my body. And there's a lid, and then those tanks, 2 of them fit side by side or in a line for my water. They're front runner for vehicles. The smallest, best one, and it says it holds 5 gallons, and a little bit more actually. And so I'm real happy with that. And they got those holes for the racks on the outside, and you can cut that for attaching it to there. It's pretty cool. I wish there was even skin here for this stupid holding tank underneath there. That's my dilemma right now. I might get something made from a plastic shop. Anyway, we'll see. It's a long short, but anyway, more later. Okay, so now it's time for placement of the bulkhead. And we got the water station done. Just realized they don't have handles on the top. I'm glad I left room to pick them up. But that's what it's going to be, and then some more storage right there. And you may ask, why is this so rough? Well, all this just needs to be structural, not beautified. From here up, countertop hop up, we'll start taking our time doing this, scribing things better, making things sure that everything's cool. And now we're gonna get the bulkhead done. Here's my son Nash, starting to weld on the bumper. He came all the way from San Bernardino to weld my bumper for me. Here, a lot of dirt accumulates there, so I added some more rust protection because that dirt, when it gets wet, is what causes a lot of that rust, surface rust. But again, here we got, this is getting ready for the slide out of the Brogue 53-liter freezer ICS combo. Cut it opening up for ventilation. I may do more. I'm using more 3/4 wood instead of a curd and 1x4s. Weight, I'm not going to worry about. The rest is going to go light, everything up above, but we shall see. Okay, so I used all my scrap 1/2 inch over the first 1/2 inch layer, remember, and then to get the bowl. So here's my last piece in this wall. So this is what I was doing. Marking the indentation. And then taking a hole saw. And this one's 3/4 or 7/8. Poking it through. Giving it a twist, digging it out, and fits right over the nut. It's working out perfect. Also, I'm just using the Alaska, the Sitka Flex tube to glue it to the other one. Everything's got to be tight. At least that's what I think. And all these gaps here, I'll caulk. I mean, that's what it's all about. I haven't done one in a while because we've been busy doing real work. But as you can see, that we got a kind of, we took it apart here to put the other shelves in. You know, cutting stuff. It just basically tore it all apart, my mock-up. And getting in. But I did get the old step up in so I could put the little post here to hold this. And I liked how the freezer is going to come out. It came out pretty good. Here now, this weekend, we're working on this. Nash is coming by, and I made the mock-ups out of wood, and then I cut everything, and then I'm gonna support the bed platform. I'm done thinking about it. I thought it'd be easier to work with if I could take it out, but it's more pain to get that thing in and out than not. I'm gonna put a little divider in the middle. Removable, of course, in case I gotta put it smaller or bigger. I don't know. That was my leftover piece from something else. Then because I've got to build a propane cabinet. Now, am I worried about the propane leaking? Yeah, maybe. But I like this. It's got a hole in the bottom for this and that, but now turning it on and off. I'm gonna have to make an access panel right there, which I think is gonna be just fine. But that's gotta be a little bit thinking, but I got too much stuff outside as it is, because back here, fireworks, I'm hoping. Still, now the next big purchase is going to be solar, and it's all gonna fit in that corner. I'm gonna have to figure out how to vet this thing to get it there. Probably some louvers in the front there, and a fan back here. Probably for sure. The guy had all this blown in insulation in there. I don't know how good that's gonna work. So I'm taking it out. I'm gonna figure out something for these doors. I'd like to be able to use the space, but then I'm defeating the point of insulating everything else. But I may be able to put an inch back and still have some space. Cut these out. But, I mean, how structural is that? I don't think it is. Same with this one. License plate is in that one, so maybe this just, I don't know. Might not be worth the trouble to get a little extra space for a little goofy stuff. Just foam it up and close it up. I'm hoping to be able to find pop-out glass for that. Like I say, I was going to cover it with the aluminum, but now I've decided that I would like that for a little bit of sunshine, sky in the morning, wake up, kind of see what the day's like. Portholes that go on each side are still kind of on hold. I gotta make the bats for the insulation and all that first. See if I can get one in there. But anyway, more updates later, especially on this monstrosity. A lot of work for getting the spare tire and the generator hitting on the back with the motorcycle. Kind of loving it, actually. More later.